This is your streamer Carlos. On today's video, I'm going to give you my review of episode 8 of Kim Possible season 1, the hair taco salad and flipping for nacho blue general sauce. So here we go, guys. I love this episode because for the first time, and guys, you can correct me if I'm wrong in this, but this is the first time where we see Ron and Kim in a pickle, stuck between a nacho and a taco, a nacho and a hard place. Because in this case, during one of their missions, which again, this is like the third or fourth time in the first season of Kim Possible that we see both Ron and Kim go and stop Shigo and Dr. Draken, and of course Rufus and Tel. But this time, Dr. Draken has basically, and Shigo, of course, have basically barricade themselves in a lavatory that has a basic in a laboratory basically in this laboratory. But no, sorry. Basically, Dr. Draken doesn't look like himself. His mind is in a different body. His mind and body and voice is in a different body. And to be more specific, it's an army scientist. Meanwhile, this army general scientist mind and voice and physical vocal voice box isn't Dr. Draken's Dr. Draken's in Dr. Draken's body. But to make it short and sweet, guys, Ron and Kim tried to stop Dr. Draken and Shigo, but accidentally Rufus gets mixed up in the schmozzle, in the mess, in the fight, in the struggle between Dr. Draken, Ron, and Shigo and Kim. So accidentally, little Rufus' little tiny body hits a button that controls this mind brain changing machine or brain switching machine. And underneath, and at this exact moment, where when Rufus is accidentally presses this button, uh, Kim and Ron are just basically above the head the head hooks, or the head hooks that that you need that uh, that you need to put the head, the head holders to this machine. So, so you may ask, what does this machine do? Exactly. It's like Freaky Friday. Actually, it's Freaky Friday. It's Freaky Friday, but the it's Freaky Friday. Freaky Friday, but Kim Possible, Kim Possible version. Kim is inside of Ron's body, and Ron is inside of Kim. And this makes a funny and very super awkward episode, because at this time, at the same time, this time, Kim is just doing a lot of stuff. She's doing her, she's she's cheering with the cheerleading team. She's a member of the of the of the of the newspaper / yearbook. She's organizing a ton of events, and and Ron is being bullied by an old bully from back in the day. So, and here's the funny part. Or here's some of the funny parts. With Ron being Kim, he realizes that he has volume to his hair, wavy hair, meaning Kim's pretty wavy hair, and he notices that he has a very fit and very, according to him, cool looking belly button. Meanwhile, Kim has Kim stuck in Ron's body. She's complaining that she smells like doom. That she smells like nacho. She smells like bueno nacho. Like she complains that she has imprinted the smell of bueno nacho and fried food stuff that both Ron and Rufus like. And that's not all. Thanks to this accident. Again, thanks to this accident. Of course, thanks to this accident, of course they had to bring this army general scientist home that is stuck with not with his own body. He's stuck with Dr. Draken's body, and Dr. Possible and Dr. Possible are like to Kim, why is your arch rival sitting with us eating dinner? And Kim Kim and Kim and Kim's and Kim eh, and Kim stuck with Ron's body. He's like to her dad and mom, to her dad and to Doctor Possible and Doctor Possible. She's like, Dad, that I know that it's Dr. Draken, but it's not really Dr. Draken. But here's the deal. Dr. Draken's ultimate goal, or Dr. Draken's ultimate goal inside this army general scientist is to get a a classified secret government 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 laser 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 beam laser beam laser beam gun that will help him. That will help Dr. Draken in his new plan to rule the world and get control of the earth and just be the ultimate evildoer and just rule the world and make us kneel before him. So, but this classified government weapon that Dr. Draken wants is in a facility in a shared space facility. Which I wrote. What I mean by shared space? Shared property space that it belongs to Professor Dementor. Professor Dementor. Who's another classic Kim Possible villain, which I'll get to talk about in future videos and in future episodes. But Dr. Draken has to share this lair space, rent space with Professor Dementor. Even though Professor Dementor is even though that Professor Dementor is not actually in this episode, we get to hear his name. We don't get to see his face, but he's there by name. So Dr. Draken is absolutely extremely funny. Get it? Like, he gets funny mad. He's like Toshigo. Or Shigo's like, Dr. D, why are you sharing this lair space or this rental property with Professor Dementor, and Dr. Draken was like, his name, I didn't realize that his name was on the sharing lease. Trust me, I hate it. But I like the space. It's very, very, very spacious. And we need this space, even though I hate sharing it with Professor Dementor. It's very it's a very good space to to hide this to hide this government 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 secret weapon slash ray gun. So meanwhile, back at Middleton High, or back at Middleton High, Kim as Ron, Kim as Ron, Kim as Ron, or Kim stuck in Ron's body. She tries to teach herself, her body, which 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 is tragically stuck with, that is tragically attached to Ron, tragically funny attached to Ron at this moment. She has to teach Ron her cheerleading moves to Ron, who's stuck with her body right now, and it's pretty funny. And obviously, Kim stuck in Ron's with Ron's body doesn't affect her cheerleading her cheerleading skills. As a matter of fact, as a matter of fact, as a matter of fact, I believe it, and this is my opinion, guys, that Kim stuck with Ron's body is just awesome too. Her moves are fluid, are in rhythm, and I'm not saying that Kim with her body is not in rhythm when she does her her cheerleading routine, but it's awesome. It's more fluid. It's extremely beautifully fluid. Like in rhythm, that's what I mean by fluid. Rhythm, and I liked it, and I like seeing that. But since Ron can't do cheerleading, poor Kim has to watch Ron stuck in her body do her cheerleading routine, and of course Ron does his Ron thing and tries his best, but he doesn't succeed. Now, regarding Ron himself, Kim bumps into the bullies that are bothering Ron, and with as Ron, and she teaches Ron's bullies a lesson. Of course, we don't know what type of lesson, but anyway, the bully but I'll get to the conclusion of that here in a bit. So Wade tells Kim in Ron's body, and Kim as Ron, or Ron stuck with Kim's body, that he knows where this lair sharing space that Dr. Draken and Professor Dementor Professor Dementor's chair is located. So both Ron and Kim and Dr. Draken, aka uh, the Army General Scientist, go to this lair and basically just fight, fight and fight. Kim fights Shigo as Ron, and 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 Ron and Ron and Ron try tries to distract Dr. Draken as Kim, and the fight goes pretty well, but Dr. Draken and Shigo start laughing, which I don't blame them. Which I don't blame them. Then 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 eventually Dr. Draken and Shield get get a taste of their own medicine, and then they get defeated. They get defeated, and everyone everyone goes back to normal. Ron goes back to his old self, and Kim vice versa. But during one point in the fight, or actually before getting out of the sharing lair, Ron and Rufus switch brains too, meaning that that in Ron's body it's Rufus, and in Rufus' body it's Ron, and it's a pretty funny sequence. So after getting that fixed, both Kim and Ron ask the army scientist, what does this government ray gun or laser gun make it so special that Dr. Draken wants it, and the scientist is the army scientist general is like, it's indestructible. It's indestructible. It's indestructible. So it's indestructible. It cannot be destroyed. It can't be blown up to confetti. So then sadly, but sadly, both Shigo and Dr. Dragon are able to get away, but that's not the end of it. Because that's not the end of the episode. Because before the episode ends, we see Dr. Dragon and Shigo in their new fancy in their new lair, in their undementor sharing lair, and tragically funny for us, but tragically for Dr. Draken and Shigo. Dr. Draken blows his new lair up with this ray gun that the lair came with. And that's how, guys, this wonderful and topsy and freaky Friday Freaky Friday-esque episode ends. So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Leave a like and let me know what did you like about this 8th episode of season 1 of Kim Possible. Hakuna Matata and Wakanda forever. Bye.